Let us welcome our wonderful Naimah.
Wow. I'm just going to take a deep breath because I have some horses in me that really want to just take off. And I just want to stay in this moment for just a second before I get very excited about what I have to share with you all today. And I am very, very excited about being here in this place, being able to touch people again, see people again. Boy, have we been through it. Really? COVID? I can't believe it. If anyone would have said that we were going to be sequestered in our homes and all of that, we would have never believed that in a million years. So we've experienced something that many people haven't experienced in a long, long time. But I'm here today and I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for, you need something to me right here. Honey, I'm not flirting. We're okay. So I'd like to thank my church family. I'd love to thank and just give praise to this woman here, Reverend Lisa. She's just such a beautiful spirit. When we first laid eyes on each other, we just loved each other. I'd love to say thank you, Miss Helen Jones. I love you. Reverend Gerald, just so supportive. And of course, the band, magnificent. And of course, our singer this morning, just wonderful. Love you, just love you. And of course, I want my honey to stand up because without him, I really would not be the person that I am today. I really, really appreciate him in my life. I'd like to say thank you to the Zoom family out there, wherever you are, knowing that you are one with us and that you will receive the energy that is going to be shared with you. And so I'm just glad that we're able to have people that are not in the room, but definitely you are in the room. You are part of us. So our theme today, feminine power within. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife, and I've mothered many, many people in my life. And I wanted to share this quote that I think is so significant for all of us to really realize how important it is for you to feel good about you. You are the mother of the race of humanity. How you impact others will go on generations. We are the original influencers. Not the other people that are in Hollywood, they influence. And I won't name any names, but the mothers in their homes, you are the original influencer. The quote I'm going to read you today is from an African proverb. And it is, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. You educate a nation. We are responsible for humanity because everyone comes through us. The way we love, the way we nurture, the way we take care of them, all influences them and imprints that whatever we were going to give them or whatever we had to give them. So we want to celebrate. I want us all to just think about the mothers that we had, the grandmothers that we had, the aunts we had, the church family that weren't related to us but by blood, but because we were a community in a village we all loved and we wanted everyone to rise and to have a great life. I want us to just remember all of those women that imprinted you, that gave you love. They say that for a person to really make it in this world, they don't need a whole bunch of people, a whole lot of people, thousands and hundreds of people to love them. They only need one person in their life that believes them. Then I know many people, they talk about their grandmothers all the time. Oh, if it wasn't for my grandmother. because sometimes they have issues with their mom. And you know, the grandmother doesn't have to be the bad guy. We just let our grandchildren just do whatever. But the mother is the protector. Let me just read a few things that we do. Mothers come in all shapes and sizes. The list of mothers is never ending. There is the biological mother, the foster mother, the stepmother, the single mother, the single father, the grandparents, the aunts, the church family, the mosque family, the synagogue family. And then I want to share with you a little bit of our duties that we have as a mother. And many of us have been overworked, been very exhausted, overwhelmed, defeated, not knowing how we're going to feed our families, not know how we're going to make it through the day. So I want to just remind all of us, some of the duties we've had in our lives and how significant we are to children and the race itself. We are caregivers. We are the love givers. We're the housekeeper. We're the protector. We're the cooker. We're the baker. Are you exhausted? We were Uber. We were Lyft before Uber and Lyft existed. And the taxi. We were the doctor. Oh, and my goodness, we were the psychologists. We never even took a class, but we were required to do things way out of our comfort zone and way out of the things that we knew. But you know what I found in my life? What I found, that even though I lacked the education and I made many missteps, but one thing that always brought me back to center is, how can I love? In this moment, when I see my daughters maybe not responding to how I want them to behave. Now, they're not many me's. They are their own people. They came to the planet with their own mission, their own calling, their own journey, their own path. They are not to be many us. They are themselves. So they may do things that we may not approve of, we don't like, we try to change the way they operate, and they want to do certain things. But what I always recognize, if I would just stay quiet, maybe for just a couple of seconds, and not speak out of emotion, not speak out of anger, but go to understanding what is going on with this individual that may be doing something that is not so healthy for them. So that makes you pause, step back a little. And then you ask the question, and I always want to give praise to my creator who created me, and that is why I am who I am, is that we want to look at our children, our grandchildren, anyone that we're influencing, and say, in this moment, how can I love? What can I say out of the energy of love? I may be disappointed in you, but I'm never going to withhold my love from you. You know, many people we've seen so many actors, we've seen singers, dancers, people that are really just passionate. They want to be successful. They want to make a lot of money. They want cars. They want houses. Why do you think they want all of that stuff? Anything that you want, you feel that's going to make you happy. It's going to make you feel more lovable. But what man truly wants is they want us to love. Our children want us to love them without conditions. Just love me through it, Mom. Just love me through it, husband, wife. Just go and try to understand what is going on with me and not take it personal. It has nothing to do with you. I am showing you my pain, my fears, my disappointments, my anger. That's what you're seeing. So it gives us a great opportunity as the psychiatrist, as the doctor, as the protector, to hone into that and ask the higher power, the creator, the infinite that knows everything, the universal mind, in this moment, what can I say? What can I do to share with this person that's in my life that I don't own, came through me? So I never would tell my children that I had you and I'm going to take you out of here. No matter where they took me in my consciousness of anger, is because we must understand they come through us. They are not of us. They are an individual expression of the Most High. And we must always respect that, regardless of how they're pushing our buttons or triggering us. And then we have to ask ourselves, why am I angry about this? What is underneath it all? Why am I not able to love this person in this moment? How can I not bring them into an understanding? I'll never forget my daughter, one of my daughters, and I have 3 of them. And one of my daughters, she was having a behavior, and I was saying, well, you know what? I'm just going to really go and really give her a piece of my mind and be very upset with her. And something just came over me and said, if you, as she was walking out the door, I was going to say something. And this is where pausing and asking for an infinite guidance. What should I say? How can I say it? But I didn't say anything. What came was, if you don't show her what unconditional love looks like, how do you think she's ever going to experience that in the outer world? Because we are the influencer. We are showing our children exactly what love looks like. And if we are so conditional in our love, our children can never trust anybody. No one. No one. They can never trust love because they always feel there is a line where I may cross this a road bridge too far. And now my mother or my father has given me away, doesn't want anything to do with me, and I need them the most in this time because I am feeling lost and afraid, just like Pookie Poo. Just like Pookie Poo. Many of us have been like Pookie Poo. I don't know how your mothers treated you. I don't know if they withheld their love from you. I don't know if they talked down to you, but I asked myself, what can I say today? Use me to say something that you can take and apply and give this kind of love to your children, to your neighbors, to anyone that passes you by. Oh, I will not judge you because I've stopped judging myself. It is all about how you feel about you. And that's the only thing you can give. Anytime I have a challenge with my honey, with my children, I never try to change the exterior. I know I'm working backwards. I must change that within me. With what's in me. And what is my requirement as a mother, as a wife, just as a human being? Maybe, Reverend Lisa, hug, love someone. And you know what? When people call me and they want to go on a spiritual journey, I said, well, buckle up. Buckle up. You want to be loving and kind and generous. Oh, you want to be more like the Father or the Jesus or the prophets? Well, remember those stories They didn't always turn out so good. That turned out really well. Oh, but the journey was treacherous because now you've called on, I want to be loved. I want to be kind. I want to be generous. And everywhere you have a blockage, wherever you have the line in the sand where you don't want to go over, you're going to be challenged in that place. In that place. Oh, you want to be loving? Well, now your daughter and son is going to really do some things to give you the evidence of where you are on your spiritual walk. So you want to love. Well, let's just see how far that love goes. So that's why I just kind of giggle. Oh, you want to be more loving? Because I know every trigger, every button, everywhere where you don't want to go, the unfamiliar, the uncomfortable. Oh, when the ego gets bruised. Oh, well, maybe the world tells me I can tell this person off. The world tells me I could say something nasty to someone. The world tells me that I could say something to you that is so foul. Because why? Because you offended me. Really? Where's that in any spiritual literature? Do they have a sidebar that says if a person does this, then that's when you can do this or that? It's always encouraging us that love is always the answer. And as I was saying about those artists and people that are very ambitious and they're very passionate about wanting their goals and their dreams, it is because they feel it's going to solidify them. It's going to make them feel important. It's going to make them feel significant. So many people that are very ambitious are very insecure people because they've got to get the things. They have to get the bells and whistles to make themselves feel important and significant and that their life matters. But there is a quote by Jerry Zucker. He says, success never fixes us. Success never fixes a human being. And I put a little caveat on that. I say, but love does. Love can fix anything, and love will allow you to go into that place within you to give you the actual words to say, when to say them, how to say it, and when not to say it, when to be quiet, not address it right then. I remember there was another time, another daughter. Oh, I've had many experiences. And that's why I'm here. I know it works. I know where they are in their lives. I know where they are in their lives. Authentic. I don't say something up here that I don't apply myself. And I've had many opportunities to misstep and reapply, readjust, recalibrate. Oh yeah, remember, what did Reverend Gerald say? What did Reverend Lisa say? What did Reverend O.C. Smith say? What did Ernest Holmes say? What did the prophet Jesus say? What did the prophet Muhammad say? What were all of those avatars and prophets and ministers and inspirational people telling us? It's always saying, it's always about you. It's not the exterior. It says, don't even trust the world and what you see, because it says what you don't see is more powerful than what you do see. And that is the truth. And when you are thinking about your children or anyone, your boss, your husband, your neighbor, whatever you're thinking about them, they are receiving that message. They can hear what you're saying about them because you make people feel a certain way. What does Maya Angelou say? It's not what you say to a person. It's the way you make a person feel. So all you have to do to stay on this course of, what did Naimah say? What can I do now that my daughter's acting up? My husband's not speaking to me properly. I'm being offended. My ego is getting bruised. What can I do in this moment? How can I apply this thing that's called love? She's not talking about being a doormat. She's talking about this agape love, this love that all the prophets, all the avatars have always shared with us. How can I be in that space, in that consciousness, to address what am I confronting right now? All you have to do is be quiet and then ask, in this moment, how can I build a bridge to this person's heart and not a wall? And sometimes we build walls with people that take years to break down by what you are saying about them in the silence. Because it's all about the matter of the heart. The heart must be in love. It can't be a facade, can it be,
No.
Reverend Lisa? It can't be a smile on your face, but a whole inner dialogue about that person is so contrary to the way they are perceiving you, because they can feel how you think of them. And scientists have proven that people can actually hear what you're saying about them. So as we are great influencers, and it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, we are all nurturers. We all have the ability to impact a person in such a way to help them to believe in themselves. Do you know the number one job for us as a parent, as a mother, to do for their children? You want to guess what that is? That's not giving them the best clothes, the food, not even a place to stay. The number one job for us as a parent is to build high self-esteem in your children. You build that in your children, you won't have to worry about them hooking up with the wrong friends, because your child will feel like, I got such, not just ambition, but I have a future, that I'm important, I'm significant, I matter. I can't engage in anything that's going to take me off of my course. I've got things to do here. I have ambitions. I have dreams that I want to realize. So I don't have time to be around people that put me down, because I can hone into who is trying to put me down, who is trying to interfere in my progress, and who is really not part of my cheerleading team. And when we do that for our children, they pick everything, every choice that we choose and our children chooses is based on how they feel about themselves. If they feel valuable, if they feel important, if they feel worthy, they will gravitate to the perfect, wonderful job that the bosses will appreciate them. Because why? Because we've shared with them whatever you appreciate, darling, it appreciates. So appreciate that job that you have. Don't put it down. I share with my children, that's someone's dream. Do you want to hire someone for your company, and then they come and they don't want to do a good job because that's not their dream? How do you want your employer, your employee to treat your dream? Well, treat another person's dream like that. If you want a person to respect and honor and hold you high, then that's what we are required to do. And sometimes you want to do that even if people aren't giving it to you. Never base your response on other people's, how they respond to you. I share with even myself when people may want to, because sometimes I look a little happy and people are like, why is she so happy? You know, everything must be going well in her life. But what I always remind myself, and I've learned this through all of what we've been listening to for years, all the books we've read, all the services we've taken part in, all the YouTubes, all of the videos and the tapes that we've been listening to, is you must apply it in the moment. So my mind goes to train my mind, as we all can train our consciousness to go to that place. Where is it in this moment I can bring love, peace, and joy, and not allow myself to never respond to a person in a negative way based on how they treat me. It has nothing to do with how you treat me. I have a standard. We can all have a standard. We can have a self-image that we go through life with grace and ease, just like our Creator. We don't have to be perfect all the time for the Creator to keep us here living and breathing. Only through the grace of the infinite that we are here. Many of us have made many missteps, but there was not the Creator that says, I'm going to withhold your breath. I'm going to stop your heart. No, because there is a learning process. And we all come here, not with a manual. The only manuals we have are with the spiritual teachers, the avatars, even scientists, what they're sharing with us, the power that we have within. And you have the power to set your home up any way you like, based on the way you feel, the thoughts that you have, and the actions that you take. And so when your children come around you, or when you think of them, the highest thing that we can do for a person is to never see them in a way that is not in excellence, extraordinary, phenomenal. I know this behavior, you're doing this, but that is not you. You are much more than this. And my vision of you will never change based on what I see you do with these eyes. I will never base my opinion on you for one moment in time of what you're doing. Why? Because I know you came through me. You came from an energy that only knows greatness, only knows phenomenalness, only knows extraordinary, only knows wonder. And that is who you are. And when we have that vision of a person and we never let it falter, when they look into our eyes and they see, oh, my mom always sees the best in me. My mom always encourages me through the tough times, but I never feel judged. I feel an authentic desire for her to help me. So even though she may be chastising me, correcting me on my behavior, but I know when she talks to me, I just feel so much love. I don't feel any kind of negativity. I don't feel that she's trying to put me down. I don't ever feel her trying to make me feel bad. Now you got to think about that. If your intention is to make a person feel bad, what seed have you planted? What action, what reaction are you going to get in return? Are you going to get love, compassion, peace? If you're trying to make a person feel bad, worthless, feeling like they're wrong, no, they're just doing what we're doing. They're navigating in a world that is very scary. And they're looking at how we conduct ourselves. And many of us have come from homes that we were abused, we were talked down to, we had so many demands, we were an offspring, and we really came from people maybe that didn't know how to love themselves. So they could only give us what they had. But this is a new day. There's so much knowledge out there that if you want to have a loving relationship, you have to stop and pause and say, in this moment, yes, I'm upset. Yes, that person said something to me that was so foul and so disrespectful. My mother used to always say, you can correct a person in so many ways without even saying a horrible word, just using language. Why did you say that to me? What did you mean by that? Instead of getting on that same vibration. So you want to become wise. You want to use the power within you all through the day, even with yourself. And that is why my husband and I, we wrote that book, Pookie Poo, and I want to show it to you. Pookie Poo, and I wrote this book. This book was really coming first. It was 12 steps on how you can create a fulfilling life. Because what I realized is in order for children to do better, for children to be feeling loved and safe and secure, the mother, the parent has to be in that place because that is the parent's domain. That is where the parents reside. So no matter how much I'm trying to make the child feel good, if the mother or the father is stressed out, or if they're having negative behaviors, if they're hurt, if they're in pain, if they're lost, how are they going to help their children? So you must ask yourself, if I really want to be an amazing mother, if I want to be just off the hook, like where my daughter, my son really, really admires me, respects me, and honors me, then every time you communicate with that being, you come to them in grace, you come to them with a heart full of love, full of love. I'm here to want to understand what you're going through. I want to understand, why are you doing this behavior? Do you know you can change a person in a few seconds just by getting them to realize that the behavior or the things that they're doing are not really that healthy and for their total well-being? And when you come to it with that kind of energy, that kind of love, that kind of grace, the child knows, oh, she's not trying to just manipulate me. She's not trying to get me to do something just so she can have peace, just so she can just go on with her life. I've raised you to 18, 20. I want you to get on with your life. I don't want you to be any more problems to me. I just want you to just get your life together. So I don't want to see this behavior. I don't want you to call me because I don't want to be bothered anymore. I don't want to have a headache. I don't want to be worried about you. So when you come at a child like that, they can feel that. But if you analyze what they're doing and you go to your child and you say, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you through whatever you're going through. And mommy is always going to love you. That's never, ever going to change. Can you imagine that? How secure and safe your child will feel with you? Because they know there's no judgment there. When I talk to my mom, she's just trying to help me figure out this thing called life. And we do have so much power. If you knew how much power you had, that all of those stories are true. You can call those things that be not as though they were, and you keep calling it the way you want it. If you see your child doing a behavior you don't like, say what it is you want. Don't keep calling on what you don't want. Say, my child is loving, my child is generous, my child is so respectful of me. And don't base it on this reality. Know that I'm always creating, because I have a power within me that all it does all day long is create. So I can become a deliberate creator in what I want to create. If I want more love, I can just think about how I can love on that person. What are some actions I can take to show that person that I love them, that I care for them? So as mothers, like I said, we are the original influencers. We influence not only this generation, we influence other generations to come. I want you to wake up in the morning being excited, being enthusiastic about, I'm going to help set my children up for success. I'm going to assist my husband to be more successful. I'm going to use the language in which they will understand me and be motivated. And that is our job as a parent, to create that safe haven, that place where our children can come and say, we know everything is going to be all right. I know that my mother loves me. I know that whatever she does, she's doing it on my best behalf. So as we honor the mothers, all the mothers from generations and our ancestors, and this little pendant I have on, this is my great grandmother's, Grandma Lillian. And I was thinking about her today when I was coming over here. What can I say to inspire all of us to be in the moment, to say those things to our children, plant the seeds that we want to have grow in our garden? And so I just want to encourage you all to really understand the power that you have within. Know that every child, every person is looking for love. Everything we do, we are doing it because we want to feel loved. We want to feel important. We want to feel significant. So are you understanding what I'm sharing with you? Do you understand that what you're thinking about a person is imprinting, impacting? Can you, in the moment when you're very upset and angry and want to strike out, can you take a step back, breathe, and say, in this moment, how can I love? Can we all do that going forward? Can we ask the universe, can I move into understanding instead of anger? Can I build a bridge to my children's heart, not a wall? Can we all do that? Can you all learn how to love yourself? Can you learn to meditate every day and just wake up thinking about what you're grateful for? Do that. So I just want to say to you one quote. All right. One quote in this: anything you love strong enough and deep enough will whisper its secrets to you. So when you love your children, when you love yourself, when you love the infinite, and when you love your life, the universe will whisper its secrets to you. And that is by George Washington Carver. So be the love that you want to have in your life and share that with others. And I just want to thank each one of you for being on this ride with me. And thank you for being here this morning. Thank you.